Ooh, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seed. Ooh, and she felt intrigued. Trying to duck the LMP. Go and get your self-esteem. And she trying to link up. So much we got synced up. Pulled up in the dinged up whip. This ain't Pepto-Biz with this pink stuff.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Third down.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
This is Joe Mixon, and that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
Loss of a yard brings up second and 11 at the 49-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a second and 11. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
That's complete to John Ross. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
A gain of 7, but it's 4th down.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Cameron Hayward. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
That one 28 yards on the ground. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Now this time he'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Devin Bush, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
3rd and long.
Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that will be incomplete. Devin Bush, the linebacker, was the one there in pass coverage.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
8-yard attempt.
And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. The result's not great thus far. A punt on the first drive and an interception last time out.
And let's face it, every team wants to come out on the field and play with some confidence, play with some tempo, play with some rhythm. And when you're making those types of mistakes, you're not getting any of that put together.
So what do you say, time to get back to the basics for them?
In a lot of ways, yes, but the biggest one, of course, is finding people who will take care of the football and make a few plays. You've got to have a drive now that calms down the entire team.
Now they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll run it. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Flush to his right. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 28. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Johnson on the counter. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
On 2nd down, Johnson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
On the play, it's 3rd and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Ebron's got it. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The ball carrier.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ty Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Steelers have taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front. Offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their third possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving into more up-tempo type of an offense just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Third down.
Burrow on 3rd down. He finds his running back, Mixon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
On the play.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Complete to...
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's got some space here. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
The pass.
Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. The gun, it's Burrow. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 20. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first.
6-yard line.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. This is caught at the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
That's the score. Steelers 14. Bengals.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
First down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball to come in his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on fourth down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now the question, what do you do here? Time's not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzama. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
First down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Lane. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The first down pass. Intercepted.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
First down, Cincinnati.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
Burrow's throw going to be caught by Boyd. And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Third and 2, now Burrow. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Joe Mixon.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
First down, Bengals.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. They call it no gain there on the first down play. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Burrow going to get this into the hands of Mixon, his running back. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They begin the drive with Johnson. Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They go to Johnson again. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. The ball carrier. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything.
And look at this, it's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool them. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Now Burrow on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. He got 29 yards that time. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. The linebacker, T.J. Watt, there on the coverage.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Slant pass to Boyd. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And it's 3rd down.
2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. To the air again, Burrow. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. C.J. Uzomah, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Now a throw here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He was tackled at the...
You know what really fires up offensive linemen?
8 yards.
When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Again, it's Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
The ball carrier.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Flushed out right. Completion here to Claypool. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 17-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins.
Taken down back at the 20-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Ty Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down.
The scoreboard tells the story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But it's going to be second down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. And that's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Lane. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
Touchdown.
Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to Mixon on 1st down. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
They've got 2nd and 12 from the 36. Burrow will throw. He'll drop this one down to Mixon, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Mixon, the ball
2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
48-yard line.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, He looked like one of those guys.
And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brings up 3rd down.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Room here to run. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
The teams have a tough time running the ball as this one has throughout this game. It's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments. You often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
Escaping the pressure right. And he rifles one incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now it's Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 39-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They'll keep it on the ground. Johnson, and he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. And they have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
By Logan Wilson.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 45. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
A final shot now for Burrow. And it's incomplete. It was an exercise in futility anyway. It doesn't affect the final outcome, and this one's over. Bengals. So they tried to tack on 2 more. Wouldn't have mattered as far as who won and who lost, but that's how this one ends.
Felt like cosmetics, didn't it? Just put another 2 points on the board, make the score look a little bit better. Maybe they wanted to run a 2-point conversion just to see what they had. Who knows? But it just wasn't necessary.
So for the Steelers, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Denver Broncos next week. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
On the play. Yeah, yeah. That's a flag on the play. Yeah, yeah.